This might be one of the best budget power paddles of 2026, and somehow it still feels really controlled. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Enhance MPP Turbo. Now this paddle is pretty sweet and a very good value. I will give a disclaimer, Enhance did send this paddle out to me to test and give a review on. Didn't have any input on my actual opinions about the paddle, so everything's going to be completely my own. Also, I do have a discount code for Enhance. I'll pop that up on screen. If you guys are looking to purchase any of the Turbo series or any other Enhance paddles, it'll take off 15%. And for the Turbo specifically, it drops it down to $99, which, like I said, is a crazy value for the paddle that you're getting. So in today's review, what we're going to do is break down the construction, power control, how this played on court, and a few things that really dub this as one of the best budget power paddles that I've ever played with. So first off, starting with the construction, this is actually going to be obviously a MPP core, so it's got a floating MPP core with an EVA band around that, and it also has a very small band of PU foam just on the outside. One big thing that I really like about this paddle is that it has some internal weighting, so even stock you really don't have to add a whole lot of weight because it has a high twist weight and a very low swing weight as it is. And those internal weights are seated at 3 and 9 on the inside of the paddle. It's also paired with a T700 carbon fiber face and crushed honeycomb in the handle. Now getting into the first impressions, I do really like the design of the Turbo with that checkered flag. I'm a big car guy, so I really like, anything kind of racing related. And even just the MPP Turbo, just like the little logo on the side, looks really good. Now in terms of how this felt on the first impressions, it did feel very light, didn't feel very head heavy, and even the face, as it wasn't super gritty, it did feel like it had a good ability to be able to put some bite on the ball. Now power is going to be one of the biggest strengths of this paddle. It does sit up in the upper tier of power paddles in my opinion, very similar to the Les Inferno. My biggest thing is that power feels really controllable. It doesn't feel very unruly or wild. And one thing that I think helps with that is the amount of pocketing or dwell time that this paddle really has. Drives and overheads just felt very effortless, and one thing that I like about some of these types of paddles that have very high pocketing is that you don't really have to do a whole lot. You can keep your swing pretty compact, and it just generates so much power because of how long that ball is sitting on the face and that trampoline effect of it popping off. Now this paddle does have a little bit more pop than I'm used to, not to say that it's a extremely poppy paddle, just because some of the paddles I've been playing with haven't had a whole lot of pop. Took me a little bit of time to get used to, so it might have a little bit of an adjustment period if you're not used to those really high power, high pop paddles. Now with this paddle being very high pop and high power, I was a little curious if the control was going to be good, and like I said, since it plays very similar to the Les Inferno, this is going to have a very high level of control. Again, that pocketing on the face and popping off gives you a lot of time to shape the ball and put it exactly where you want. Placement shots with this paddle are very easy. Down the line, even up at the kitchen, hitting some of those more aggressive roll dinks, it just feels really good and feels like you're in full control when you're hitting those type of placement shots. And especially resets with this paddle just feel really good. I do kind of have to credit that to the pop. You really just don't have to swing a whole lot, and whenever you do put a big swing, it doesn't seem like you're giving up any type of control or sacrificing any type of placement with this paddle. Now this paddle does have a very familiar feel profile, going to be that stiff and hollow feel, which is my preferred paddle feel, and I do really enjoy playing with a lot of paddles that have that stiff and hollow feedback. But after about 10 hours, I would say that this paddle definitely softens up just a little bit and doesn't give you that kind of harsh, hollow feedback that some people don't really like. I actually, as I continue to play with this, enjoyed the feel even more, just because that face softened up just a little bit, just gave you a lot more feedback on where you're hitting your shots. If you're not a fan of stiff or hollow feeling paddles, this may not be your initial paddle to pick, but again, over time, the face softening up does kind of bring it down from that super stiff and super hollow paddle. Now, the spin on this paddle, like I mentioned before, the face didn't feel extremely gritty, but I was really impressed with the amount of spin that you can put on the ball with this paddle. Especially some of my topspin heavy shots, I really noticed the ball dropping as I'm trying to hit and put as much topspin as I can. It just really surprises you because even just regular carbon fiber with these new durable grits out still holds up and is still very reliable. So the spin on this is going to be very consistent, very reliable. It really makes me happy just to see that carbon fiber is still viable and still is going to be a very good option when it comes to spin. Now, when it comes to the longevity of how good that spin will hold up, for the 20-ish hours that I've put on this paddle so far, it seems to be holding up. But as time goes on, I will try and update you guys to see how consistent that spin is going to be over time. So who do I think that this paddle is best going to be for? I think if you're a banger, if you really like to hit the ball hard, I think this is going to be a great option for you. But if you do still enjoy power paddles that have a very good amount of controllable power and paddles that have high power but have good control, I think this is going to be a great option. You really can't beat the price, and also it does have a good amount of power that's consistent across the entire face, and it has a really good amount of control. So overall, I do think that the Turbo can place itself as one of the best budget power paddles in 2026. Obviously the year's not done yet and there could be some better options that come out, but with its great power, good pocketing, that stiff and hollow feedback, and decent reliable spin, I do think that this could be one of the best power paddles. Alright, that's going to be the end of the review for today. I do just want to say thank you everybody for participating in the previous giveaway. I did see a lot of comments, and congratulations to the winner. I just want to say that that's not going to be the last giveaway that I ever do. It's going to be the first of many, so make sure you stay tuned each week to see if I'm going to be doing a giveaway or not. Always make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.